So the mission of Restoration Rome is to bring public, private, and faith-based partners together to strengthen and restore our children and families in Christ's name.
There is absolutely no one organization, no one agency that can do this. It's impossible.
As the perfect example of what we're trying to do in each communities in Georgia.
Restoration Rome is like the poster child for community partnerships with public agencies.
I would describe it as just the ultimate resource in a community.
Mary Margaret and I went through the process of becoming foster parents, just taking a look at the situation in Rome and Floyd County. Just for me, just seeing how broken the system was. I mean, at the time we had over 450 kids in care here in Floyd County. We had less than 10 foster homes. Mary Margaret and I just knew that something needed to be done in terms of advocacy and bringing folks together around this. We sat down together as a group, DFACS, the juvenile court, various stakeholders and providers, and we said, okay, we want to reimagine foster care. And so we started each meeting by just saying, okay, a family comes into care. And it is a family.
Restoration Rome is a hub for foster, adoption, and family services, all designed to strengthen our families, restore those that have been broken. And so it kind of houses all of the support services that are around that effort.
When I walked into Restoration Rome for the first time, I felt like this is finally that somebody's got it. The idea that let's bring the services to people as opposed to sending people around to different places and saying, have you done this? Have you checked that box? Let's have one place they can go and get whatever they need.
We set out to renovate this 50,000 square foot elementary school to house the providers and deliver those services.
It made me want to cry. It's so good. It is so hopeful. It is. It's so thoughtful. Each and every inch of that property has been planned.
We made the journey looking through that lens of the birth parent, the kiddo, the caregiver, which was either the foster parent or kinship placement or whoever, and then also looking at it through a trauma-informed lens.
Okay, Christina, audio file 6, marker.
You know, I started experimenting with drugs in high school, just like, I think that's a normal thing, but it was never a normal thing for me. I was 23 when I got clean, and then I was 24 when I had my first child. And I was clean for a couple years, two and a half years, until after I gave birth to my second child. Dropping my kids off at daycare, and I was getting messed up all day, and I was picking them up and, feeding them or whatever, and then staying up all night, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just this revolving cycle. DFACS was called on me twice in the year of 2015. And so I failed my first drug test with DFACS for, everything, pills, meth, pot, everything. So then I was kid-free. Then I had no kids with me. And it was really a lot easier for me to get high. It was a lot, and I had tricked myself into thinking that was just how my life was gonna be, I had no intention of ever stopping. And I got pregnant. I quit using for about 2 weeks and then lied and told everybody I had a miscarriage, and then continued to use meth heavier than I'd ever used it before in an attempt to end the pregnancy because there's a lot of guilt. So when I got into rehab, I was probably there for about 4.5 months before it dawned on me that I actually needed help.
Christine was one of those rare people who said, yeah, I've got some problems I need to work on. So that helped me move to the next stage and really put in services that she needed and help her out, which was her decision.
Things didn't get easier with her children all of a sudden magically because that's not real life.
Even though I was clean, even though I was trying to do the right thing, I'm trying to figure out who I am and what I'm supposed to do, I still would go home and yell at my children.
The trust-based relational intervention was something that Christina was interested in to be able to use with her own children.
When I took TBRI the first time and they talked about physical touch and everything, I was like, I never do that with my kids. One, didn't know how to take care of my children, and two, I didn't know there was more to do besides making dinner and getting baths. I didn't know that there was like a real connection component to that.
She kept coming back to all the classes that we had, and even after she had taken the entire series, she just started over and started taking them again. I had asked her initially to just be like a guest speaker in my parenting class and just come and share your story. And I remember the thing that always comes back to my memory is one of the parents was like, we need more of that. But this was the thing that helped people go, okay, I can do this. Like, there's another human being on the other side of this who's being honest and real about her journey, and she really is getting healthy, and man, that's what I want.
We started with the parenting class, right? It came in to do that. So now I teach the parenting class with Reba. So now I'm getting paid to do the parenting class. Peer advocate is the best title that I could ever have anywhere in my life, any arena that I'm at, because I will never know more than anybody else, and I need the information just as much.
I know that from where she is, she always had it within her to do great things and big things, and her level of introspection and understanding of the larger situation, it put her on that path, and she walked that path. So that is inspiring.
Yeah, I don't know where I would be without Restoration Rome.
They've already been assigned a family success manager. So that family success manager is who will be with that child from that moment of entry here all the way through permanency when they're back hopefully with their family. So that person will take them in our first little area that we call Peace Place. And that is that place where they can get a hug from Little Hug-A-Beau, and just have that opportunity to start putting the pieces back together. Kids Cafe is right here where we can have something warm for them and healthy. They may need cleanup. And so we have the Bath and Beyond, where kids can go and do a shower or tub. We have little bathing suits they can put on. We have going to visit our Hope Chest clothes closet. And one of the really important pieces is the medical. So children have to have that medical check within 72 hours of coming into care. And this is where they come back for their counseling needs. This is where they might come back for occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy. This is also where they'll do their supervised visitation with their family in kind of the other half of the comprehensive care center.
It creates a lot of hope in this community. You can look at our data, you can see some of the changes. Right now, we only have a little over 220 children in foster care. And over, that many years, that's significant. And what we're seeing happening is that families are taking care of families, not only outside of their immediate, but then also we see a lot more children staying with their relatives than we did before. And that makes a very powerful impact because it lessens the trauma to children experiencing child abuse and neglect.
I think we've all sat back and said the same thing. Why haven't we come together? It's just a concept of being collaborative, working together, and keeping your eye on the goal of strengthening and restoring children and families. If we keep our eyes on the children and families, we take our eye off of our own organization, our own agendas, our own needs.
Highlighting examples like Restoration Rome where that's happened, I think can help show other communities that it is possible for everybody to work together. There'll still be plenty of work for everybody to do, and to create a system that is a stronger support for families.
We had to raise money to renovate the building, but once the providers are here on site, it provides us sustainability operationally, so we don't have to raise money operationally anymore once the facility is up and running.
The truth is, this agency cannot do this, certainly can't do it alone. We really need these community-based organizations, these churches, faith-based, nonprofits. And what I love about Restoration Rome is that they're actually bringing everybody in the Rome area together to do this in one area, in one place. And it's such a great support to not only to the people that we serve and to our staff, but really to the entire community of up in Northwest Georgia.
They started with one idea, and it's grown based on what the community has told them they needed. You know, for example, they now have an after-school program, which wasn't part of their original plan.
I believe that it fits into the blueprint of Family First by being the first line of defense, so that families have an opportunity to have their needs met without coming to the attention of a bureaucracy, of a system. Sometimes they just need a little help. They don't need us all up in their business. They don't need us monitoring them for years. We need a restoration room everywhere.
It really is about what is within the heart and the heartbeat of each community. It takes those individual champions who rise up and say, we don't need to do this way anymore. We're in a much better place, and we're in a much more opportunistic place for families to actually heal, to realize that it is not about ripping a family apart, but doing all we can to help them develop the skills and the needs to stay together. It took me to my knees. It is so powerful what we are on the cusp of and the opportunities that truly do lie ahead. And it is going to make me cry. Sorry.
If we can replicate this type of work across the state, we will be doing great work for the people of Georgia.
We would love to see one of these, in every community.